So for me, it really brings me back to my childhood when my mom would always talk about being deported. She would always tell us an evacuation plan, what we would do if one day we come home and she's not there. And it's really disheartening knowing that that's what kids are going through right now. That new kids born today are having those conversations with their parents of whether or not they're going to make it home tonight, whether or not they'll see their family in a different day. So, that's why I'm out here. That's why I'm out for my family, for my mom, for those that fought for us to be here. And it's just fucked up. It's so inhumane. It's crazy to think that people aren't speaking up more about this.
Yeah. We're in Salt Lake City at the From LA to Salt Lake City Ice Out. Well, let's look around. We're gonna talk around, we're gonna do it all. But the reality is that people are activated. People are seeing the unethical and disgusting actions taken by the Trump presidency and people beforehand.
All right. We're here protesting today from LA to Salt Lake City Ice Out, right?
From LA to Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, this is so close to my heart. My parents are from Mexico. They're immigrants. But no people should be treated this way. Exactly. It doesn't matter if you're an immigrant or not, if you're Palestinian or not. No people should be treated like this, hunted, taken away from your family, ripped away from your children. This is inhumane. This shouldn't be happening to anybody. No one.
Everybody's getting on the street. We're all marching. I'm not sure exactly where we're marching. I think we're marching to the federal building. Yeah, we're gonna see what's happening. Here's reality. ICE is terrorizing people. ICE is trying to revoke due process so that no matter, regardless of your documentation status, that they can take you up, deport you, or put you in prison. At the same time, private prisons are getting bigger contracts from the federal government. There is a correlation between trying to make money off of somebody in prison and the abduction of individuals in this country. So, chinga la migra.
I think it's policy doesn't matter, right? Everybody wants to uphold rules, but people want to pick and choose which rules actually matter, right? Some of these people are busy doing coke on a boat that was funded by fraud PPP loans, but then once people want to come over here and actually work, they got an issue with that. So people pick and choose which laws apply. Me personally, I don't think that shit's right. I was out in the streets with Black Lives Matter down in Florida, right? I led protests down there. I got a wife that's an immigrant. I'm half Mexican, half black. So I'm gonna be out here with my people regardless, black or Mexican. I'm out here.
Donald Trump! Fuck 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 Donald Trump!
We all people, man. It's why treat one differently than the other, you feel me?
Yeah.
Is that we all believe the same way.
Yeah.
My parents, they grew up in the farm, so I took that shit to heart.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm out here supporting my parents that couldn't be out here.
For sure. And what's been y'all's reaction to them separating families and abducting people at kindergarten graduations?
It's fucked up, man. No one should be taken away from their family. And the reality is this. It's without reason. I understand if people mess up and they do something wrong and they commit a crime. That's cool. That's understandable. But you can't go around picking people up and then just saying, hey, go back. You can't do that. That's not fair. We pay taxes, bro. Everybody does their part. My mama illegal, my dad illegal, and I don't even get along with that fool. But he illegal, and I wish the best for him, because no one should go back if they don't get the chance of due process. It's not fair.
So I'm the child of immigrant parents, right?
Yeah.
And I saw the struggle they had to go through when they came out here, growing up in tough conditions, trying to make a little bit of money to keep their kids.
Yeah.
Natural born citizens here, right?
For sure.
A right that got taken away almost recently, right? For
sure.
other people in the future.
Yeah.
And this just affects not just the previous generation who came here who's being deported now, but the future being left without parents, without guidance, without the culture and the values that come from the cultures and the worlds that they arrive here with. So I'm out here just supporting my people, supporting the people, supporting the American communities that suffer with this type of behavior, this type of policy that's toxic and xenophobic, really.
It's important to me to stand up for what I believe in. I think that it's easy to sit back and watch everything going on because things may not seem safe and you see things in the news that scare you away from it. But just know that it's important. There's other ways that you can stand up for what you believe in, but there's power in community. There's power in people coming together.
It's crazy that not even kids are safe. And those can be kids in your neighborhood, kids in your communities, and the fact that they're just able to come in and take them away is so sad to me. people that stay back and don't do anything are just so, like, how can you sit back as children or even being taken away?
Coming from immigrant parents, you know, it's important to not be silent on what's happening, especially there's a lot of people out there that can't come out here and protest, so I think it's really important that we're out here doing it today to have their voices heard, especially for everything that's happening in LA, but also across our country. So
look, immigration, you know, mass deportation, Palestine, black oppression, you know, slavery in the prison, in the prison complex, all of these issues are interconnected, right? All of these same issues, they're using it to split and divide us. They're using these issues not only to perpetuate racism, target brown immigrants, black and brown immigrants especially, they're using these issues so that we as people stay divided. They have used immigrants since the whole election as a scapegoat for reality. They're pouring in tens of billions of dollars into mass abduction, into unethical practices, to trying to revoke the constitutional practice of due process. Simply for what? So that we're not even focused that they're taking and giving tax breaks and money to billionaires, right? Like all it is, it's appalling to see the lack of ethics and the lack of humanity. 75 Democrats just offered gratitude to ICE. And that alone, that one statement is the reason our political parties and our political system has been failing us. Because Democrats offer support to ICE, but in reality, they need to be offering support to immigrants, changing our immigration system, allowing access, efficiency, and safety for people here in the United States, documented or undocumented, to thrive, and also to breathe and to work and to live their biggest dreams.
Fuck ICE, first and foremost, fuck ICE. Second, my people didn't come here trying to do anything but have a better life. They didn't come here trying to do anything but supply for their kids or to encourage their kids to have a better future. So the fact that all of this is happening to my Latino community, who fucking built this city, who built America, who built all the homes, who built all their houses, is just disgusting, and I won't put up with it.
I don't understand why people think that you have to be affected by what's going on to care. I'm personally not impacted by anything that's actually going on. I wouldn't be deported, but like that doesn't mean that I shouldn't care. I shouldn't stand here fighting for other people. So many people I know are like scared to come out. We're scared to come today because they were scared of ICE and the police being here, and I think that's so genuine. Can I swear? I think that's so genuinely fucked. I think it's fucked, and I think that people should start caring more about what is going on.
It's like Jazz said, fuck ICE, fuck Trump. I mean, why they so worried about us for? We literally come here, we mind our business, and it's an issue. It's just like, it just pisses me off. That's it. That's all I can say.
We have ops. We got a lot of goofies. Get out of their faces. Oh, my fault. We got a lot of goofies out tonight. Fuck ICE. Free them all. They got their shotguns. Look, here's the goofy thing about them. Is they just here to this was peaceful, this was beautiful. But the thing about the police, you know how they go. Yo, look at the police. They're showing up like we haven't been protesting peacefully. Look at this. They're mad that we're in the street, but they're blocking that street. They're blocking that street. They're blocking that street. Damn near blocking that street as well. But they're mad we're in the street. I'm so confused. That doesn't make any sense. They're all militarized up. They have a riot gear on. They have guns with them. But they're worried about people talking about fuck ICE. Oh shit. Talk to me. We're downtown Salt Lake City. There's police all around us. We've been protesting peacefully for multiple hours.
Yeah, multiple hours, man. Hey, they came first, bro. They pulled up right ready to shoot, ready to get active with us. Surrounded us as soon as we're just standing here peacefully, not doing nothing. Yeah. They came first, and we're right here standing our ground. Viva la raza. We came here first.
Viva la raza. Chinga la migra.
Before that, chinga la migra. Mexicanos Unidos. Ya te la sabes. Todo el tiempo estamos aquí.
So for me, it really brings me back to my childhood when my mom would always talk about being deported. She would always tell us an evacuation plan, what we would do if one day we come home and she's not there. And it's really disheartening knowing that that's what kids are going through right now. That new kids are born today are having those conversations with their parents of whether or not they're going to make it home tonight, whether or not they'll see their family in a different day. So, that's why I'm out here. That's why I'm out for my family, for my mom, for those that fought for us to be here. And it's just fucked up. It's so inhumane. It's crazy to think that people aren't speaking up more about this.
Yeah. One of the things I've seen people say a lot lately is that like half of the country, this is exactly what they wanted, right? I make a lot of videos or stuff online, and in the comment section you'll see the same lack of humanity that you're mentioning, right? Like, do you have anything to say to the people who think these mass, abducting people is good? I don't know.
Just have empathy. I think for those people, I would want you to actually sit and think of what it's like going through that. If your family came here to fight for a better life, to escape for new opportunities, just for those to be ripped away, I would want them to think about that. Like what it would feel like to one day come home and you don't know if your mom's going to be there. You don't know where she got sent to, how you're going to get in contact with her. Like the pain and just anger that brings. I would really hope that they could think about their loved ones and think if that were happening to them, and truly empathize with those that are going through it.
Yeah. Appreciate you. Yo, there was a white dude that was finna get jumped because he told peaceful protesters go back to Mexico. So the reality is that Donald Trump's campaign is a hate campaign. They're doing this because they are racist. They're saying go back to Mexico. That's the idea that they're perpetuating. Hey, that's hate is real. Hate is alive. And he walked all the way back to a cop. Just talk to me. What are your thoughts?
Well, first, my name is Jeremiah Zen, and really, my whole family doesn't really want to go outside. They're in fear, but I realize that, the love that keeps us together, the love that we put into the food, the culture, the dance, that's something that we will not let them take away from us. We will stand with love, and we will go as far as to be as peaceful as we can. But if you want peace, you got to be willing to go to war. And if they're attacking our families and our people and so on and so forth, we got to stand strong and stand with truth. So many people before us stood strong, spreaded a message. Now it's our turn, and we just want to see you guys stand with us and stand strong and firm with this because, like you said, we got all these flags in the cut, and we all got to stand strong. Guatemala, Venezuela, Ecuador, Colombia, Mexico, the United States even.
The federal government is choosing people just randomly off the street if they fit the bill and abducting them and arresting them. 50% of all the people in the ICE detention center right now have zero criminal record. 50% of all the people that have been deported this year have zero criminal record. This is not about criminality. This is not about anything else other than an intentional racist campaign to terrorize communities to ensure that us as people don't continue to speak up. That's why they abducted Mahmoud Khalil. That's why they abducted but that's why they've been abducted college students who also been leading protests. This is the same playbook they've been playing for the whole time. Why do you think Fred Hampton was murdered? Why do you think Malcolm X was murdered? Why do you think Angela Davis was put in prison? Why do you think Claudia Jones was forced out of the country? Because they're trying to seize control and they're trying to mute us. They're trying to make us voiceless. And today, we were protesting for hours, and then the police came and did a whole square on us. They shut down like 7 city blocks just to watch us. Chinga la migra, fuck ICE, fuck deportation, fuck all the weirdos that are helping it. And if you voted for it, then you need to question your own humanity. You're being led, you're being fooled. They're tricking your mind to think, they're tricking your mind so that you think immigrants are the problem. But immigrants are not the problem. Immigrants are community members, they're neighbors, they're people. First and foremost, they're people. Why are we separating families? Why are we deporting people for existing? Why don't we create a better immigration system? But what do they want to do? They want to waste money and they want to exploit us. So fuck them. And free all of those who ain't free. So free a lot of fucking people.
Man, fuck ICE and they dead homies. Man, they get no hoes, huh, sister?
No, they don't get
We
hoes.
step on their ass.
No fucking hoes.
ICE don't get no hoes.
But I prefer my ICE crushed, you know what I mean? None of that shit, man. None of that, brother.